Salutations, and thank you all for tuning in for another round of the Daily Soul Suggestion. This is going to be a collective energy reading for today, Thursday, March 19th, 2020. Sorry that I missed you all yesterday. I left the house early to run errands and got home kind of late since it was my first time out in a couple of days, so it took longer than I thought. But I hope you all are staying well and that you had a great day and that you're finding some peace in the stillness. Please remember, this is a collective energy reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if this doesn't resonate for you, but you're looking for a message, you can scroll through the titles. And if you find a title that resonates for you, then that would be a message for you at that time. And if you come across this video after March the 19th, 2020, and it resonates for you, then whenever you're guided to see this, that's the message for you at that time. Because remember, energies are fluid and time is an illusion. So thank you all again for being here. Let's get started. Divine Spirit, angels, and guides, please make me a clear channel of communication. Please bring forth the best messages to serve the highest good for all involved in love, healing, and light. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for inspiring us. And thank you all for being here now. All right, one more shuffle. All right, here we go. What do we have in the current energy today, Spirit? What do we have for March 19th? Death and rebirth, and then the decision card in reverse. So I think this makes a lot of sense given where we're at right now with this forced pause for a lot of people. It could be creating the ending of certain situations, and it could be helping you look toward new beginnings and new possibilities. And then we have the Eight of Air in reverse. So either this is your own indecision, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is the indecision that's being forced upon you due to the pause right now. So it's like some of the endings have taken place and the beginnings were getting ready to start, but then there was a pause, or there were things that you were maybe avoiding to end the cycles on and make decisions on, and now with this forced pause, you're forced to do so. So we'll get more from Spirit, but I think that makes sense for the energy for today, because now we're all just kind of at this standstill with everything shutting down. What do we have for the unconscious energy here? Okay, so we have the Six of Fire and the Self card in reverse. And I remember the Self card was the center energy, and it was upright earlier in the week. So if this is resonating for you, I think that what this is really talking about is, with this pause, there is a need for people to be communicating. There are partnerships where people are needing to work together. And maybe some partners aren't necessarily willing to come to the table and have those conversations. And somehow that is causing you to maybe doubt yourself. And that could be what is also forcing some of this indecision or pausing the transformation. And I think there could be a really big energy here if there were beginnings that started prior to all of the pause and all of the chaos. What I'm hearing is Spirit wants you to know that don't give up on the directions that you started moving in because of the indecision that is being forced on you right now. It's just a time for you to be able to regroup to continue to move forward. Maybe this is a time for you to create a more solid plan. Maybe it's a time for you to communicate with those that you need to be communicating with. But whatever this is for you, don't let this pause on whatever was taking place in your life keep you from continuing the process of communicating and mediating and creating stronger partnerships. And don't let it make you question yourself. What do we have for the conscious energy here? What's in the conscious energy, Spirit? Okay, so the maiden card here in the conscious energy, this has to do with what I was talking about when I said there could be beginnings that maybe changes you started making in your life, or new beginnings that you started to make moves on before everything came to a screeching halt, and you were doing it with a very optimistic attitude. You were passionate, you had faith in what you were doing, and then this pause happened. Now there's indecision, now there's a lack of communication between people, whether it's with a work situation, whether it's in relationships, whatever that could be for you, and it's making you doubt yourself. So this energy is in your conscious mind. So it's saying, yes, there were some new beginnings that were started. There were directions that you were beginning to move. You were very excited. You were optimistic. You were hopeful. You were loving. And then with this pause, now we have the 3 of earth and the 2 of air, both in reverse. So this is beginning to plant the seeds and beginning to find a new way of thinking outside of that rigid black and white thinking, and you were starting to see the gray area and plant those seeds. And now with both of these cards in reverse, it's like that's what got halted. That's where this indecision is coming from. And what Spirit is saying is, don't let that stop you from planting those seeds. Don't let this change the way that you're thinking, because for some of you, the direction that you have begun to move in is way out of your comfort zone, and it's a whole new way of thinking for you outside of the black and white thinking or the everyday normal. And so with all of the chaos, maybe there's fear, and maybe there's something telling you to go back to your comfort zone, but Spirit is advising against that right now. Let's see what the guidance here is. What's the guidance today, Spirit? What do you have as guidance? Yeah, so we have the King of Water and the 9 of Air in reverse. And remember, the King of Water is all about being a grounded, loving, compassionate leader who is very balanced between emotions and intellect. And that's coupled with the 9 of Air in reverse. And remember this, like I've said, we all have masculine and feminine energies inside of us. And there was a universal knowledge that was coming to you. You were beginning to stand in your power. You were breaking outside of a comfort zone. Maybe there were people around you who were discouraging you from doing so, or maybe didn't necessarily support you. But you were in this power because the 9 of Air has been coming upright the last couple of times that it came out in the readings. And the King of Water now here in reverse, it's like something is taking you out of this balanced, emotional, intellectual position where you were moving forward with confidence. And it's bringing you back to a time where you're questioning now all of the things that you've learned or the path that you're pursuing. But that's here with the Queen of Water. And the Queen of Water is very loving. She's very compassionate. She's very caring, and she's very giving. And Spirit is saying, if you can't take action right now because of the forced pause, don't let that make you question all the things that you have learned. Don't let that make you question your path, but really embrace this loving, compassionate energy. Be loving and compassionate with yourself. Be loving and compassionate with others, and take this time to really embrace that feminine energy of embracing love and compassion and embracing the things that will help you to move forward once you can really take action again. Because remember, the feminine energy is more passive, it's more unconditionally loving, and it's really embracing. And so while you're taking this time to pause, really work on focusing on whatever this new start was for you, and how can you pick up from where you left off, or how can you keep it flowing, and how can you be kind, loving, and compassionate with yourself and everybody around you. And then what do we have for expression here, Spirit? What do you have in expression? Okay, and then for expression, Spirit is saying, yes, use your wisdom. Use the things that you have learned up until this point as knowledge and wisdom to help you move forward. Think about the things that you tried to do in the past that didn't work out well. This is really talking about, I heard another reader say today, Einstein's definition of insanity. What are the old ways that you were breaking away from? Remember why you were breaking away from that. Remember what wasn't working for you. And in this time of pause, don't let your wisdom escape you to go back to a comfort zone that doesn't serve you. And embrace all things with love. The love of the universe, because you are protected and guided. The love of the people around you. Think about the things in your life that you have started and where this new path was leading you, and believe in that. Have that love for yourself. Have that compassion for yourself. Have that love and compassion to share with others. And embrace the divine love of the universe at this time. So that's all I have for you guys. Remember, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I thank you all again for tuning in, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for another Daily Soul Suggestion. Sending love and light.